What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Baseball Rundown with Coach Razz. I'm Ryan Lombardi alongside Coach Razz, and Coach took care of business yesterday. Took one of 3 games from St. Louis over the weekend, so 2-2 over the last 4 games. Let's break it down. Let's hop into Friday at St. Louis. Got a little interesting. 2 extra inning games. Obviously, you guys go up in the 10th inning against St. Louis on in the first game on Friday, and then things kind of slip away. But let's talk about that first game, kind of break it down.
Yeah, it's always tough when we got those 9-inning doubleheaders. Even tougher when they both go extra innings. But we jumped out to a 3-0 lead early, and they battled back in the 6th, 7th, and 8th and put up some runs. Take a 1-run lead, headed into the top of the 9th, and then David Marshall, as he's done this year for us, got us a big home run in the 9th to tie it. So we were feeling good about that. I kept him off the scoreboard in the bottom of the 9th. We came out in the 10th and scored 4 and felt really good. We started David James, and he threw really well. It was probably one of his better outings since his first outing of the year.
He looked really comfortable on the mound, I will say.
Yeah. And we got it to Razz, who, Razz has been battling a little bit of a shoulder, tightens up on him a little bit. So his pitch count was kind of getting up there, and he had to wiggle out of some pretty tough situations. In the 6th, 7th, and 8th, but it had a clean 9th. Gabe Watts was coming back from some shoulder stuff too, and we knew we'd have him for an inning, and obviously he had been pretty good for us this year. So once we got Gabe going, we were only going to have one chance to use him. So we brought him out in the bottom of the 10th with a 4-run lead, and we're hoping to kind of lock in that first game victory. But you walked the first batter, and then you kind of saw the confidence go the other way, and walked the second guy, gave him a base hit, and then hit a guy and got us into a jam. Not typical of Gabe's outings that he's had this year, so it was unfortunate. Gilbert came in, did a good job getting a couple outs for us, and then their best hitter was up, who, you could tell he was a great player and a great hitter, and he had killed us early in that game. I think it was 4 for 6 on the day. So he was up. We brought in Connor Wolf to get one out and get the lefty out, and unfortunately it didn't happen. He had a pretty good pitch the other way and tied the game, and they ended up walking it off with a hit. So it was tough. The game was over. We fought, tied the game, took the lead in extra innings, and then to lose it that way was really tough emotionally. I'll even say for me, I feel like I was even in a dark place, questioning myself a little bit. Could we have gotten one more inning out of Razz? Was that the right spot for Gabe? And
yeah, I was going to ask, do you think you could have waited to put Gabe in maybe a different situation coming off injury, hasn't pitched in a few weeks? Do you wish you almost went to Saunders right away?
Yeah, I just feel like Gabe has been really good all year, and we've been, he threw a bullpen and looked good. When he was getting ready, I'd sent the pitching coach down the bullpen. I'm like, make sure he's feeling good and that he's got enough in him to get this inning in. And, indications out of the bullpen was he was good, looked good, and, everybody kind of felt confident in that move. And, I think it's always easy to second guess yourself after the results are over with. But it was tough. I mean, yeah, I absolutely question it.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. Especially with the way it worked out. And maybe I could have squeezed one more inning out of Razz. And yeah, it was tough. It was a very, very tough situation. And try to rally the guys back after losing that way too. Knowing you have another 9-inning game to play, and you could see the disappointment on their face. Like it was tough. And, to to credit our guys and the type of people that they are, and the heart that they have and the character that they have to, come out and find a way to win game 2 probably saved me a night's sleep.
Yeah, I want to talk about that in just a second. Just some bright spots. Connor Mercoloni, 2 for 5, hits his 6th home run in game 1. Chris Holcraft, 2 for 5. Jayce Tharnish, 4 for 6. David Marshall, 4 for 4. I mean, you're top of the order. You talk about these 4 guys a lot, and just kind of being the locks of the lineup, just playing so well and contributing so much. Do you wish you got a little bit more from the bottom of the lineup?
Yeah, Antonio was 2 for 4 at the bottom. Harrison was 1 for 3. Boston was 1 for 4. So we did get some production from the bottom of the lineup. Listen, it wasn't the offense.
Right.
We scored enough runs to win. We just
score 9 runs in a game. You think you win?
Yeah,
for sure.
Yep. So and 17 hits.
So, you guys get done with the game. How much time in between did you have in between game 1 and 2 on Friday?
30 minutes. It was a quick turnaround.
So, yeah, that quick turnaround, you guys kind of get your hearts broken after going up 4 in the 10th inning and having a shot to win the game. What's the message to the team? And were there any players that kind of stepped up and talking to the team to kind of rally them to go out and win game 2?
I was surprised at just in general the attitude of the guys in between the game. We got some food in us, regrouped, and their energy was good. I think when you're younger and you've got young kids, they tend to bounce back from that a little better than maybe I did. So I don't know if it was one person in particular that kind of stepped up and said something to them, but you could tell in general that the guys were ready to bounce back, and they did. They came out in the 2nd inning and scored 4 runs right away.
Yeah. And then that game, Connor Mercoloni goes yard again for his 7th home run of the season. Brian Crothers hits his first career home run, so we get definitely some bright spots out of that. But I think the biggest storyline, the way James Capellupo was able to respond, he went 6 2/3. That's his career high in innings, had 8 strikeouts, career high in strikeouts, and doesn't give up any runs. You got to feel good about him.
Yeah, especially when you move him to the bullpen. It's his first time pitching for us where he wasn't starting. And because we had made some mechanical adjustments, and it was great to see those pay off. It's great when you change someone's mechanics and then the next time they go out and play, they have success. It allows them to buy in, right?
Yeah.
So the adjustments worked great. It was probably the best that he pitched all year. So he was nails for us and gave us a chance to claw back into the game and find a way.
Yeah, no, I think Capellupo honestly looked great, and even the control was much more there. Only 2 walks over 6 2/3. He'll take that any day. And what was his just like? Did you have a conversation with him after the game, or just kind of how was he after the game?
James?
Yeah.
Fired up. James is fired up. So gave me a big hug and, thanked me for having confidence and getting him back out there. And I think that he was really excited to see the hard work pay off. The adjustments mid-season sometimes are tough, and he did a good job, pounding the zone and probably the most strikeouts that he's had in any outing. So he was definitely the best that I had seen him all year.
Yeah, Jayce Tharnish, 3 for 5, had 3 more hits that day. Connor Mercoloni, 2 for 4. All around, I think everybody played great. Brian Crothers went 2 for 5. So, the team as a whole, I think, really did just play well in that game, outside of a scary 4th inning, to say the least. But then they responded with some runs and then took the lead in the 10th.
Yeah, Crothers was a big one because it was 7-4, and Brian's shot was a 2-run homer, which made it 7-6. So that really drew us close. And then we were able to get a run in the 7th to tie it up. And, as James kept putting zeros up, and we got into the 10th and scored a couple runs. And I wasn't going to do what I did in the first game. So I left him in there to go finish it off. And, we were able to secure that game 2 win.
and that's just a great win. And then obviously on Sunday, offense goes a little quieter. I mean, you guys score a ton of runs in games 1 and 2, and Saturday the bats. You fall asleep a little bit, but I think you had a really good day from Alex Barger in relief. Went 3 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run. The control was there for him, to say the least. I mean, only 1 walk in 3 innings, but just all around, you want to recap that game a little bit?
Yeah, the weather flipped on us. So on Friday, the wind was blowing, from right field to left field, not straight out, but was like a crosswind. On Saturday, the wind was blowing directly in. So it was a very tough day for hitters. Anything in the air was kind of dying. I think a majority of St. Louis's runs came on balls that found holes. Line drives are on the ground. Anything in the air was pretty much an out, and we hit a lot of fly balls that day. So our offense wasn't the best, but credit to St. Louis. They made a good adjustment on a bad weather day of hitting and found a way to get the Game 3 win.
Yeah, and then let's move on to yesterday's game against Binghamton at home. You guys get walked off on against them the first time you play them this season. And then you get to get them at home in your 4th home game of the year. And it was honestly just a fun game all around, to say the least. You guys able to cash in on a run in the first inning on the David Marshall single, and then Alex Hevenstreet hits a 2-run shot. But the player I really want to talk about is Jackson Ross, and the freshman is really starting to come along. You see just a much better start out of him, and he worked out of a few jams in his 4 innings yesterday.
Yeah, it's his 3rd start on a midweek. Jackson's got good stuff. We just need him to fill up the zone more. I still wasn't real. He wiggled out of some danger, but it was self-imposed. It was him walking guys again, and he had 5 walks in 4 innings, which isn't great. We just need him to fill up the zone more. I think if he were to do that, that'll be the step for him that'll help him kind of turn the corner and become more reliable for us.
I think the team as a whole just could have filled up the zone more too. 12 walks yesterday, from your guys, and also, you guys walked 5 times as a team yesterday too. So it's a lot of walks all around.
Yeah, and when you're in those midweek games, you're really using the back half of your pitching staff, and Tom Wilkie's got electric stuff on the mound, but we know he's wild. We know pounding the strike zone is the issue for him, or else he'd probably have a lot more appearances on the year because his stuff is really good. Connor Wolf is a strike thrower for us. I thought he did a really good job. We extended him more than we've extended him all year. So he did a nice job, but Gilbert came in, shut the door in the 9th. It got a little scary there, but
got a little dicey.
Yeah, I don't know about the first walk. That 3-2 pitch
it looked good to me.
Looked good to a lot of people.
It did look good to me.
So that that was unfortunate.
And it was weird because the umpire yesterday was loving the outside and inside corners. There was a pitch, I want to say Crothers went down on a 3-2 pitch. We saw the replay, at least 6 inches off the plate. So the umpire definitely was loving the corners.
Yeah. I love umpires.
You need the pitch com and a little tap of the helmet.
That would be great.
Yeah, it definitely would be.
We're 5 years ago we didn't have instant replay, and not that we have it here at home yet, but at some of the away fields we have had instant replay. I'd like to use some more modern technology to help with some of that stuff, but it is what it is. Yeah,
but the team as a whole, they hit yesterday. I think you guys hit the ball around the ballpark. Pretty good job. 11 hits yesterday. Jayce Tharnish had 4 of them, just continuing his great success this year. Just having a player of his caliber, how does that help the team as a whole?
You need that rock. You need a superstar in your lineup, and Jayce is that for us. When we have Jayce in there, we're a different team. And you can tell since he's been back, we've been much more competitive. When Jayce was not in there, we struggle to put the lineup together to be as competitive as it is when he is. So, we've moved him down in the order hopefully we get Mike Gunning back here this weekend, which will give our lineup some more depth. But we've slid Jayce down to the 3-hole, and he's been really good in that spot since we've done that. So, it's a nice. Connor's been better than we thought. We knew he was a talented kid and thought that he had some juice in his bat, even though he's, smaller kid. But he's got really fast hands and
team leader in home runs.
Yeah. He's got 7 bombs.
Yeah.
Hitting 320. So Connor's been great, but Jayce is our superstar. Jayce is our best player. And, he showcased that again yesterday. Yeah,
for sure. And I do want to ask, because if you guys do get Mike Gunning back, what could we see happen with the lineup? Because obviously you've bounced Robert Menino around quite a bit, and I got to be honest, he's one of my favorite players to watch at bat on this team. With 2 for 4 yesterday, I think he just has like a presence at the plate that makes him just difficult to pitch to. Would you agree with that?
For sure. Rob brings energy to our lineup. He's actually played a great first base when he's been in there. He's made some really nice plays since we put him in there this weekend. I can think of like 3 or 4 throws that he's had to make. There was one at St. Louis where there was a play at first. I think it was on a bunt. And Harrison made the play, and then he ran back to third base, and Rob got the out at first and threw the ball to like a moving target, and we were able to get the guy at third. It was a great play. And then yesterday we had the pickoff at first base, and Rob popped out and made a nice throw to second base to get the out. So Rob's done a good job over there, and he definitely provides energy to the lineup, and he's hitting right now. So, it's been a little bit of an added bonus for us. Mike plays outfield, so I think we can find him some time out there in left field.
I was going to ask you, like, would you move Menino back out to the outfield and maybe had Gunning DH in his comeback, or are you going to move him right back to the outfield?
I don't think Rob in the outfield is really an option for. I think if Rob's in the lineup, it's either going to be at first base or DH.
Okay, yeah. Gotcha. So yeah, I mean that will sum it up for that Binghamton game. Is there anything else you want to touch on about the Binghamton game?
It's good to fall on the right side of a game with those guys. We've lost some heartbreakers with them. Not just the first game this year.
Yeah.
But the game last year ended that, crazy too, where we had a lead and, we walked some guys and kind of threw away the game last year. And so it's good to have a close game and come out on top against them because, that's a program I respect a lot. I really enjoy their coaching staff. I've been friends with them for a long time. So, I love playing those guys, and it was good to get a win.
And then you got St. Joe's this weekend. Now, weather pending, I think. Looking at the forecast right now, it looks like rain until next Tuesday. We might even get some snow in there. The weather not on our side. But talk about St. Joe's as a team overall.
St. Joe's has got a great coach. Fritz does a great job there, and they're always competitive in the Atlantic 10. I think Friday is going to be nice. I think we'll have really good weather on Friday. So we plan on playing a doubleheader on Friday. And just try to find a window on Saturday or Sunday to get a third game in. But they've got 2 really good arms that have been really good for them this year. So it's going to be a tough matchup for us, but it's good to be home. I'm excited to play at home. And we have a nice little home stand here. Hopefully we can rack up some wins. But we got to get some A-10 wins. We got to win a series. So hopefully we can do it at home this weekend.
Yeah, St. Joe's pretty good team. They took 2 or 3 from Richmond earlier this season. They sit 10-17 overall, 4-5 in the A-10. So definitely a big series coming up.
Yeah, St. Louis took 2 out of 3 from St. Joe's this year.
Yeah,
obviously we played St. Louis pretty tough. So
yeah,
I think every team in the Atlantic 10 plays each other tough. I mean, it is a very, very difficult conference. So
not easy for sure.
It is not. I mean, VCU's in last place, and they won the conference last year. George Mason won it my first year here and finished last year. So it's from top to bottom. It is just a gauntlet of games, and every team we play is going to be very, very good. And anybody can win those games. We just got to find a way to win a series, and hopefully we can do that at home this weekend.
Yeah, and then on Tuesday, you guys will take on Canisius at home. Canisius, obviously, one of the little three rivals, and they're 4-18 overall. So what's that mean to get to play them?
Honestly, I haven't even thought about Canisius.
That's valid.
Really locked in about facing St. Joe's. Those midweek games are nice. It's not a lot of travel, whether it's home or away. We tend to have some pretty close games. So, we're not making the long road trip somewhere to go play. So it's nice to be at home. We look forward to playing Canisius when that time comes, but the most important thing on our table right now is finding a way to win this series with St. Joe's.
Yeah, and hopefully we can take care of business. We can, Coach. Always appreciate the time, and best of luck this weekend.
Appreciate it.
This was the Baseball Rundown brought to you by the Bonnies Online Network.